Choctaw Traditional Food, a Language Immersion Lesson by A'An Parra. This is the overview. This is what we will be talking about over the entirety of the presentation. First, we'll start with the traditional Choctaw introduction. I will be talking about Tanchi Labona. Tanchi Labona is the staple food for the Choctaw people. I will be talking about why I chose Tanchi Labona. Then, to give more context, I will talk about the traditional roles of the Choctaw people. Then I will give the Choctaw language immersion lesson, and then I'll conclude it with the results and lessons that I learned while making the Choctaw language immersion lesson. Halito, Saho Chifoya A'An Parra, Brokuma Oklahoma Atali, Seshkiya Faith Parra, Sapukniya Betty Jacob. Hello, my name is A'An Parra. I reside in Brokuma, Oklahoma. My mother is Faith Parra. My grandmother is Betty Jacob. You will see me in the traditional Choctaw attire. Unfortunately, on the day I took the picture, I was not wearing my traditional jewelry. My collar is in the top right. My medallion is in the bottom right. Sorry. To the left of my medallion are my earrings. My jewelry was made by Katrina Jimenez in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. She is my relative, and she spent many hours, loving hours, making my jewelry. My dress is made by Minnie Jones, who also resides in Brokenville, Oklahoma. She spent many hours, hard hours, working on my dress. Tanchi Labona. Tanchi Labona is a staple dish, as I previously mentioned. What is very significant about this dish is that the community comes together to make this dish. This is not typical because typically the women cook, but due to our large mortar and pestle that you will see in the future slides, the base can be about 2 feet wide, 2 feet tall, and that's just the base, not including the large handle that is made out of wood, specifically made out of logs. Due to the large mortar and pestle, or kitty, we have the men crack the hominy corn. The hominy corn is white pearl hominy corn. The Choctaw people were traditionally pig farmers. The meat that goes into this dish is pork, and tanchi is corn, which was also very important to the Choctaw people. Some historians theorize that around 42 different types were horticulturalized by the Choctaw women. Tanchi is corn. Labona is the process of cooking it into a soup. Traditional roles of the Choctaw people. We are matrilineal, society, we say that the men are the takers of life and women are the makers of life. But life will always overcome death. As I said before, the men would crack the hominy corn, and the women would cook it. Women are the makers of life, so that means the women would cook for the family, grow crops for the family, while the men would slaughter the pigs and hunt for the deer. I will now begin with the Choctaw language immersion lesson. I'll first start slow. I'll say it once slow. The second time, I will say it at a more moderate speed. Tanchi Labona. Tanchi Labona. Tanchi Hukchi. Tanchi Hukchi. Tanchi Waya Hoyo. Tanchi Waya Hoyo. Kitty Micha Kitush. Kitty Micha Kitush. Hakshuk. Hakshuk. Isht Yoha Sopolichi. Isht Yoha Sopolichi. Oka Isht Achifa. Oka Isht Achifa. Oka Taha Na Unnat Taha. Oka Taha Na Unnat Taha. Isht Yoha Ma Isht Kashofi. Isht Yoha Ma Isht Kashofi. Shoka Nipi Foni Ibani. Shoka Nipi Foni Ibani. Hoponi Oka Wasahli Na. Hoponi Oka Wasahli Na. Hopaket Tahak Ma. Hopaket Tahak Ma. Nipi Micha Tanchi Astaha Chi. Champula Chi. Nipi Micha Tanchi Astaha Chi. Champula Chi. Mwah. So this language lesson was intended for second language learners. This was going by my grandmother, my Kokanese recipe for Tanchi Labona. This was made short so that anyone who does not have any experience with the Choctaw language is able to follow. This collaborated translation was made possible by a native Choctaw language speaker, Eddie Jacob, my Pokani, who is on the left in the bright red Choctaw dress. She also has been a linguistics. She has a degree in linguistics. She was the first person to be certified in linguistics for Native American languages in the state of Oklahoma. She has a master's from the University of Oklahoma, and she has been awarded a native, she has been recognized as one of Native speakers of Choctaw language. She has also been recognized for many works she has done in her community for the Choctaw language, and that is just like a few of her many um good doings, her work in her community, and her work towards the Choctaw language, and not only the Choctaw language, but with other indigenous languages here in the United States. Working on this translation with my grandmother, with my Pokene, was funny, fun, and absolutely has improved my language skills. Some of these processes for the immersion lesson was new to me, and I hope it I hope it really does help with other people who see this, who are trying to reclaim their connection to the Choctaw culture and reclaim their language. I truly believe that traditional food entices traditional language, and this was very helpful not only to me but to my grandmother as well. It made her have to think about the things she used to say when she was growing up. It made her have fond memories, and we had fun doing this collaboration. Yakoki, thank you.